Hey soldiers, by the time you watch this, Elizabeth Holmes would have spent her first night in prison. The first of approximately 4,000 nights that she's going to spend there. She may get some time off for good behavior. She's in the federal system. She's got to serve 85% of her time. And look, she's in this Bryan facility where I've read that you can actually at the commissary purchase crocheting needles. So that tells you that this is a facility that lacks the violence that we may, automatically think of when we think of prison. Okay, this is definitely not a situation or facility where she's going to be in any danger, nor should she be. Okay, this woman is being removed from society because of what she did, but in this case, she has not committed a violent crime. Although she did defraud people and make them believe that there was help for their condition, when in fact somewhere along the line she learned that there wasn't. Right, so that is abhorrent. Yes, it is true. But she's going to be in prison here. A lot of people here on the platform, not a lot, but a few, one in particular, doubted that this would ever happen. Okay, and we had a discussion about it, and this person said, "Hey, look, if she goes, I'll come back and I'll write in the comments that I was mistaken." Okay, and so there you have it. It is sometimes difficult to believe that justice will be served when you are dealing with someone like Elizabeth Holmes, who was very wealthy and connected. Okay, there's a lot of people that don't believe Sam Bankman-Fried will be convicted, and he may not be. Okay, who knows? All right, we shall see. But Elizabeth Holmes pissed off a lot of very powerful people. We'll go into that in a second. First, guys, I want you to go ahead and hit subscribe, enlist, become a soldier of finance if you have not already. It's easy to do. Let me know you did it in the comments, and I will salute you. Now, look, you guys in this audience do a bang-up job of hitting that thumbs up. Please keep up that tradition. Hit the thumbs up. Let the world know that this is material that, this is content. This is not non-tent. Okay, we're talking about something here. And we do have the members only, the Officers Club. You can join that if you so choose. We'd love to have you. Hit join, find out more about it. Now, Elizabeth Holmes had people on her board, like names like Henry Kissinger, George Shultz, Mattis, the Secretary of Defense under Trump, the first one, who was a general in the Marines. Okay, very powerful people who don't like being associated with nonsense. Okay, so that was one of the background issues going on with Elizabeth Holmes. And if you see in that the thing we did in the beginning with her walking into the prison, she's tall. Okay, she's a lot taller than I thought she was. But she's in prison now. Now she's been out there making some comments consistent with what she wants to do while in prison. And look, she's got a lot of time, okay? Close to a decade that she will spend in there. I do not anticipate this woman getting into any fights or, getting files. Her husband's not going to be baking cakes and putting files in the middle, and she's not going to be sharpening shanks or anything like that. Not in this facility, okay? So she'll be out in about 85% of the time that she's been sentenced to. But still, guys, one of the things I love to do when the spirit hits me is that sometimes in the middle of the night I get thirsty. Now, some people keep drink by their bed. I don't do that. To each his own. I get up, because it doesn't happen that often. I get up and I go downstairs in the darkness to my kitchen. I open my refrigerator and I say, oh, there's some sparkling water that I like. I drink that instead of Coca-Cola, no sugar. Oh man, I haven't had this juice in a while, or maybe I'll pour some of my lime juice in with the water and drink that. I love that. Okay, so I stand there for 10 seconds, figure out what I want. Let's take I take a can of that sparkling water, I open it up, and I drink it, and it's so good. You know what the main ingredient in that water is at that time? Freedom. Okay, the freedom to get up and to get whatever it is I have on hand, what I want. Okay, the freedom not to fear for my safety in any way. All right. hell, I could walk outside and walk around the property if I felt like it at that time. I wouldn't do it because we have coyotes around here. And then I would fear for my safety, right? So Elizabeth Holmes is going to miss those small things. It's the small things that really bring out the true meaning of being a person who is free out here on these streets, okay? She's going to miss that. Now, you heard the lady say she's going to be expected, or I haven't played that yet. Let's go for that. Let's show you what she's going to be expected to do. Some of the things she's talking about she wants to do while incarcerated.
Once valued at $9 billion, at its peak, Theranos attracted an impressive list of investors and retail partners with claims that it had developed technology to test for a wide range of medical conditions using just a few drops of blood.
So this is the little tubes that we collect the samples in. We call them the nanotainer. They're about this big.
Holmes appearing on magazine covers and was hailed as the next Steve Jobs.
I've always believed that the purpose of building a business is to make an impact in the world. And that
the company began to unravel after a Wall Street Journal investigation in 2015 reported that Theranos had only ever performed roughly a dozen of the hundreds of tests it offered using its proprietary technology and with questionable accuracy. Investors and retail partners backed out, and in June of 2018, Holmes pleaded not guilty. Ultimately, she was indicted for fraud before being convicted last year. Her rise and fall depicted in the hit Hulu show, The Dropout.
You don't understand the business.
And you don't understand the science.
Despite her conviction, Holmes told the New York Times that she plans to work on healthcare-related inventions behind bars. Quote, I still dream about being able to contribute in that space. Now, back to the inmate handbook, those 82 pages. It states that once Holmes turns herself in, she will go through a social and medical screening, that all inmates have to maintain a job, that the pay range is between 12 cents and 40 cents. Now, it's unclear if that's per hour. That's what I'm assuming, but it's not clear based on that handbook. It also says that initially all inmates are assigned to the food service area. Now, Poppy, it also says that inmates wake up at 6 a.m. every morning and they have to make their own bed.
Okay, so, I don't imagine Elizabeth Holmes was making her bed. And she could make the case that, hey, look, I was a busy woman. I had services to do that. Well, she's going to be expected to do that now. The food, okay? I don't think it's going to be what she's used to. Definitely going to focus more on caloric intake and just basic nutrition as opposed to taste, texture, color, and fragrance, right? So she says she's going to try to work on some healthcare, or aroma, not fragrance, but aroma. She's going to try to work on healthcare issues. Now, I don't know how she intends to do that, but, whatever, right? She certainly has enough time to work on a great many issues. Might become an astrophysicist. She's got enough time, right? So there we have it. Thus ends the saga of Elizabeth Holmes. Now, you guys might find this, unbelievable, but I'm going to try to get an interview with her. I'm going to write to her and I'm going to ask her. I don't know how successful this will be. I don't know if they will even allow me to communicate with her because I have no connection with Elizabeth Holmes. But what I would like to understand from her is, was there ever a point where you couldn't get to sleep at night and you thought, I need to stop this train? And did that train get stopped, before you could do it, or were you just all in from the beginning? I like to try to understand this. Was money such an overriding and overwhelming desire that you cut these corners? Or was it truly something you thought that you could accomplish? Okay. I just want to understand. And so we'll see. She might be an interviewee here on the Soldiers of Finance channel. Who knows? Okay. We'll find out. But Sam Bankman-Fried, his trial is coming up in October. Might be many years before the guy serves time if he is convicted. If he is convicted, though, he is going to serve time. Okay. They're not going to convict that guy and then say, oh, well, we're going to let you live at your parents' house Don't worry about it, okay? Just be a good boy. That's not happening. Look, guys, I want you to check out a documentary we just did. And I want you to let me know how you feel about this documentary. Should we do more? Now, this is an important subject here because it's dealing with this woke ideology that is infecting corporations. Now, if you work for one of these corporations, these big corporations that are really going balls to the wall with ESG and DEI, you might be feeling this. I want to hear from you. Watch that documentary to find out who is driving this, okay, and how they're using your money to put these woke policies in place. Guys, I'll talk to you soon.